Welcome, replay viewers, and good afternoon again, everybody. And we're here still at the Long Island Railroad Speonk station. Lucky Dog, thank you for joining. How are you? Good to see you. Andrea, back online with me, thank you. I just had a nice long chat with the conductor of the train that just came in. This young man has to make his way back to Jamaica tonight. Beautiful day here. After doing his service on this train back to Montauk here. So this is interesting. This is the first day of this new South Fork commuter connection service that the Long Island is running between Speonk and Montauk to service the South Fork of Long Island of Suffolk County. And they're running 6 round trips a day between Speonk and the East End. The train of the previous video, the previous live broadcast, if you go to my archives, you'll see that. And then later on this evening when I get home, I will put these videos up on my YouTube channel for everybody to see. So this is live. I'm looking into the Speonk yard to the east of me. For those of you who don't know where we are, we're about 72 miles east of New York City. Thank Lee in London. Thank you very much for joining. Welcome. Almost 8 p.m. in the UK. Let's see what time it is here. 2:40. Now, according to the conductor who I was just speaking with, they'll pull this equipment in out of the yard to the platform here at about 2:45. And we'll see if anybody gets on to make the eastbound trip back out to Montauk. And this train will stop, after it leaves Speonk, it'll stop at Hampton Bays, Southampton, Bridgehampton, East Hampton, Amagansett, and Montauk. Then about, it gets out there about 4:14, 4:15, something like that. And then within 20 minutes or so, it heads back this direction. It will be here in about 10-15 minutes when they pull it out of the yard into the station here. This is the first day of this new South Fork commuter connection service here on eastern Long Island, dedicated to shuttling people between here and Montauk on the east end of Long Island to help with the traffic situation on the highway. So today, the very first day of the operation, they're operating the train. The equipment set is one EMD DE30 AC locomotive, diesel locomotive, and one Kawasaki C3 bi-level passenger car. 2 levels for passengers to sit in. This particular Kawasaki C3 is what they call a cab car. So it has an engineer control cab at the west end of it. When the train pulls out of the yard, the engineer will be sitting in the control cab of the cab car, and he'll operate the train into the platform here. Then he will get back down to the east end of the train and climb aboard the locomotive. And for his eastbound trip, he'll operate the train from the cab of the diesel locomotive. So it shuttles back and forth between here and Montauk. This particular train will go all the way to Montauk. During the day, there's 2 of the round trips only operate between Hampton Bays and Amagansett. 2 or 3 of them, of the 6 trains. I don't think there's going to be too many people riding this train at this point in time. Word of mouth and advertising on the railroad's part will hopefully build up the passenger clientele, advertising in the papers and everything. Let's just walk around here, and I'll keep my eye on the time. This is looking west, back toward New York City. As I said, we're about 72 miles east of New York City. This is the Speonk station in Suffolk County, Long Island, New York. The first day of the operation of the new service known as South Fork Commuter Connection. Let's show you the sign over here. You see this. New East End service, Montauk branch, effective March 4th, 2019. And it tells you what's happening. It's the service you see in the green or the teal color. And it's supplementing the limited regular round-trip train service that Long Island Railroad runs out this way. The fare is $4.25 each way and includes a train ticket and the local, quote, last mile, unquote, shuttle services. So from the stations out east, they will get you to your place of work out there in the Hamptons. And in the afternoon, of course, they'll pick you up where you work and bring you back to the railroad station, and you take the train here as far west as Speonk. We're very hopeful that this service will be enhanced as time goes by, as more and more people find out about it. I mean, there were 2 people, I think, got off this train that came west here at 2:15. The equipment. Maybe only one, and the other one was one of the crewmen. Thank you for joining. Let's walk back up to the east end of the platform. Jay, thank you for joining. JV. Again, this is Speonk, Suffolk County, Long Island, New York. 72 miles east of Midtown Manhattan, New York City. The Long Island Railroad station here on the south shore of Long Island, Suffolk County. Do a Google map search of Long Island, New York and the East End, and you'll see what I'm referring to here. There's only one major east-west roadway along in the south shore of Long Island, South Fork. That's New York State Route 27, and the traffic is truly horrendous at times on the east end of Long Island in the so-called Hamptons resort area. So they're attempting to alleviate some of that by this train shuttle service, which started today. This service was arranged by our New York State Assemblyman Fred Thiel and a New York State Senator Ken Laval, plus local politicians, township politicians, and others. They really pushed for this service, and I hope people take advantage of it. This has nothing to do with regular Long Island Railroad, New York City to the East End service. There's no connection here between this shuttle train and regular trains in and out of New York City. these supplement the schedule. If you look at the MTA schedule for the Long Island Railroad, you can see the schedule starting today, March 4th, for the Montauk branch. It would explain it pretty much what it's all about, how many trains a day and what times they operate. I'll just pan around slowly here again to show you the parking lot here at Speonk. Most of these cars are cars of commuters to New York City. This is about a 2-hour train ride from here to Penn Station, Manhattan, from Speonk. So this is about the limit of commuting on the railroad to and from New York City here on the South Shore. As you can see, there's a fair amount of cars here. Primarily what you have is, let's see, how many trains in the morning? 7 westbound trains in the commuting hour in the morning, and 6 or 7 in the eastbound commuting hours in the evening. And very little service at midday, except now they've started this.
Due to the winter storm, please allow extra travel time. Use caution when walking on station platforms and staircases, and always hold a handrail. We have personnel and equipment pre-positioned in preparation for storm-related issues. For service updates, monitor www.mta.info/LIRR or call our customer service center at 511.
All right, thank you for that announcement. So be cautious in winter weather using the platforms. All right, our equipment is still in the yard over here. One DE30AC locomotive and one Kawasaki C3 passenger coach for this first day of the shuttle service. We'll see how the use of it grows. Hopefully it will. And in time they'll probably be needing to add a second C3 passenger car. Thank you for joining. Welcome. This gentleman sitting down here is a conductor on the train, waiting to go eastbound again when the train pulls into the station. And I see a crew boarding the cab car right now. So they'll have a new crew, it looks like a new crew to take it out east. And then if and when they deadhead this equipment back here to the Speonk yard, there'll be another crew in there. Thanks, Dutch. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. We're here at Speonk. The earlier video I did was of this equipment coming into Speonk as train 2727. And now this equipment is going to operate east again as train 2728. This is the very first day of the brand new Long Island Railroad service known as the South Fork Commuter Connection, SFCC. Okay, headlights are on. The headlights are on the cab car, so he should be heading into the platform very shortly. Let me check my time here. 2:53. So that means he's going to make a quick stop here at the platform. I don't see any passengers behind me to get on the train, but we'll never know. We'll see at the last minute. In a minute we'll hear the bell and the gates go down for the North Phillips Avenue crossing here in Speonk. Andrea, how are we doing with the video? Okay? Is it a decent quality video? Okay, thank you. Thanks for that thumbs up. I appreciate that. Because I am on my T-Mobile cell link here. There's really not Wi-Fi in this general area. Yeah, we can see the headlights. I don't want to do any zooming because I get myself into trouble when I do zooming with Periscope. I zoom in on something and then I can't zoom out on it without killing the broadcast. So we'll just stay like this and we'll catch it. This is going to be a quick trip into the platform once he has clearance from the Babylon Tower to proceed to this platform. All of this switching at the Speonk yard here is controlled from the Babylon control tower, where my friend Chris is one of the chief control tower operators there. And Chris, if you're on duty right now and watching any part of this, hello to you. He's going to head back east. He's going to come west out of the yard where you see the headlights. Good question. Good question. I don't know. I will try to do some research on that. These are all brand new apartments here at Speonk, right next to the station. And I'm sure they're going to be very, very popular apartments located right next to the railroad station here. Okay, here comes the train out of the yard now. Cab car. So the diesel locomotive, the DE30AC, is pushing the cab car. But the engineer sits in the control cab of the cab car to operate the train. And he'll pull into the platform, and then they will reverse direction and they'll head east to Montauk. Some loud horn, isn't it? Yeah, that is pretty neat. Neat stuff here, right? Neat stuff here. So cab car 5007. Really loud. One car, one engine. $4.15. So DE30 AC $4.15. So have a good trip. Good luck getting home tonight. Oh, this is great. But I don't see any passengers getting on, folks. So what'll happen now is this train will head east, and hopefully it'll carry passengers westbound from the Hamptons back toward Hampton Bays this evening. We have a minute before the train leaves the station. Again, this is locomotive DE30 AC 415. Built in the 1990s by EMD division of General Motors at that time, locomotive division. The passenger car is a Kawasaki C3 bi-level passenger coach, and this particular C3 coach is a what they call a cab car, and there's my young conductor friend waving to me. No passengers. Well, maybe in time the people will start using this more and more, using this service. Let me just pan around here. Alright, he's got a cautionary signal that he can proceed at slow speed out of the station here. This is pretty interesting, folks. This is the first day of this service. South Fork. Oh, it's a great job. I have a good friend who's a diesel locomotive engineer, and I have a couple of friends who are conductors on the Long Island Railroad, and I have a friend who is one of the chief signal control tower operators. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it will be in time. People will start to take advantage of this. I mean, especially we get into springtime when the traffic starts to get heavier and heavier on the South Fork of Long Island. Okay, here we go. That bell is for us. Let's wave to our conductor here, all right? Hi! Good luck, good to see you. All right, there it goes. Shuttle back to Montauk. SFCC, South Fork Commuter Connection. Next stop is West Hampton, and then the train will stop at Hampton Bays, Southampton, Bridgehampton, East Hampton, Amagansett, and Montauk. And then they will turn the equipment and they will make a shuttle run back to the west for the day. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody, here at Speonk Station. I hope you enjoyed this. This is inaugural day service of this new feature here on the East End with the Long Island Railroad. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Alistair. Thank you very much. All right, take care, everybody.